pirating is making me hungry.
I hear you. Hey, is that a mermaid?
Welcome to the island of Golden Treasure Shrimp. All of this is yours if you'll be my merbear.
I am so your merbear.
Discover Panda's Golden Treasure Shrimp. Crispy shrimp tossed in a zesty citrus sauce. It's a tasty new treasure only at Panda Express.
Hey, Eddie, I bet she can get you one too.
You know, I'm good.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency. It has come to our attention that seismic activity and unusual phenomena in the northern Atlantic Ocean have led to the detection of potential Titan forces, originating from Greek mythology. These Titans, colossal beings of immense power, are described in ancient texts as having the ability to manipulate the environment, cause earthquakes, and create violent storms. Their presence poses an unprecedented challenge, particularly to coastal cities, including New York City. Citizens are urged to remain calm and vigilant as further assessments are conducted. It is advised to stay tuned to local news and emergency broadcasts for real-time updates and guidance. In the event of significant disturbances, citizens should have an emergency kit ready, which includes food, water, batteries, and a first aid kit. Additionally, identify safe locations within your residence where you can take shelter if necessary, and maintain a communication plan with family members. Your cooperation and preparedness are vital in ensuring safety during this extraordinary situation.
Amped Airsoft, serving the Pittsburgh area for airsoft replicas, tactical gear, eyewear, and accessories. And don't miss out on the Steel City Airsoft facilities for indoor close-quarter combat. Amped Airsoft and Steel City Airsoft.
Civil danger warning for the New York metropolitan area. The following message is transmitted at the request of Governor Kathy Hochul and the New York Emergency Management Office. This is not a drill. A severe threat has been confirmed, and citizens are advised to take immediate action. Multiple sources have confirmed the presence of the Greek Titans, massive beings of immense power and fury, as they approach the New York City coastline. These ancient giants are on the brink of unleashing catastrophic destruction, threatening the lives of every citizen in the metropolitan area. A massive storm surge, accompanied by intense earthquakes and hurricane-force winds, is anticipated to sweep through the region. Citizens are advised to immediately evacuate low-lying areas, coastal communities, and all areas within the special flood hazard areas of New York City. If you are unable to evacuate, seek shelter immediately in the most secure area of your residence, preferably on the upper floors of a sturdy building. Avoid windows, exterior walls, and any areas prone to flooding. Do not attempt to confront the Titans or their storm. Your safety relies on timely evacuation and adherence to emergency instructions. Follow evacuation routes and emergency instructions provided by local authorities. This is not a drill. Stay tuned to local news and emergency broadcasts for further updates and instructions. The situation is critical, and all available resources will be deployed to mitigate these catastrophic events. The following message is transmitted at the request of the New York City Office of Emergency Management. An immediate evacuation is now ordered for all residents and visitors in Manhattan due to an unprecedented and catastrophic threat posed by the Greek Titans, colossal figures from ancient mythology, who have been detected approaching the city with devastating force. Reports confirm the Titans are unleashing catastrophic storms, with hurricane-force winds and intense seismic activity causing significant structural damage to buildings throughout the city. Citizens are urged to evacuate now to avoid being caught in the midst of their destructive rampage. Fiery whirlwinds and massive tidal surges are already impacting the lower areas of Manhattan, and the risk of further flooding, landslides, and widespread destruction is imminent. Streets are becoming increasingly hazardous due to falling debris and rising waters, and first responders are overwhelmed by the scale of the disaster. Residents should quickly gather essential belongings, food, water, medications, and proceed to designated evacuation routes leading to higher ground or emergency shelters. Do not delay. Ensure your safety and the safety of your loved ones. Avoid using personal vehicles if possible, as traffic conditions are rapidly deteriorating and public transportation may be suspended. Stay away from windows and exterior walls, and find refuge in sturdy buildings if immediate evacuation is not possible. This is an emergency. Follow all instructions from local authorities and continue to monitor emergency broadcasts for real-time updates. We will provide further information as the situation develops. Your safety is our top priority.
At Cracker Barrel, come together for the good stuff. Like pancakes served all day. And Southern fried chicken that's always hand-breaded. Oh, and family time. Or try our new early dinner deals.
We interrupt our normal programming. This is a national emergency. Important details will follow.
This is an emergency action notification. All broadcast and cable systems across New York City shall transmit this emergency message. This station has been interrupted at the request of the White House and the New York State government to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, most stations will be on the air to provide news and information to the public in assigned areas. This is ABC 7. We will continue to serve in the New York City metropolitan area. If you are not in this local area, tune now to the station designated to provide news and information for your local area. You are now listening to the emergency alert system serving the New York City area. Never use the telephone because it will be reserved for emergency purposes only. The emergency alert system has been activated.
Stand by for the message from the representative of the New York State government.
The following message is transmitted at the request of United States government and the New York State government. This is not a test. In an unprecedented turn of events, the Greek gods, led by Zeus, Poseidon, Athena, Ares, Artemis, and Apollo, have descended to Earth to engage the Greek Titans in battle. This marks the onset of what can only be described as the Second Titanomachy, an epic clash between divine forces that is currently unfolding across New York City. The Titans, identified as Cronus, Atlas, Hyperion, and Typhon, among others, have launched a devastating assault on the city, and the arrival of the gods represents humanity's only hope of survival. However, the ongoing conflict is wreaking havoc across the 5 boroughs. In Manhattan, iconic landmarks such as the Empire State Building and Times Square are under siege, with buildings collapsing and fires spreading rapidly. Central Park has become a battleground, with thunderous explosions and flashes of divine light visible from miles away. In Brooklyn, the Brooklyn Bridge has been heavily damaged, leaving it impassable, while Dumbo and Coney Island are experiencing significant destruction from tidal surges caused by Poseidon's clash with oceanic titans. Queens is witnessing aerial combat near LaGuardia Airport, grounding all flights and leading to widespread evacuations. The Bronx has reported severe structural damage to Yankee Stadium, and major fires have engulfed portions of the borough. Staten Island has been battered by tsunamis, with its waterfront communities completely devastated. Tourist attractions across the city are either reduced to rubble or caught in the crossfire. The Statue of Liberty, a global symbol of freedom, has suffered major damage, its iconic torch now bent and smoldering. The One World Trade Center is shrouded in smoke as tremors from the battle destabilize surrounding areas. Broadway theaters have gone dark, with their marquees and historic facades torn apart. The Metropolitan Museum of Art and the Museum of Natural History have been damaged, and priceless artifacts are at risk of being lost forever. Citizens are urged to take immediate action to ensure their safety. Shelter in place if possible. Move to the lowest levels of your building or designated storm shelters. Avoid windows and exterior walls. Prepare emergency kits with food, water, medications, flashlights, and portable radios to stay informed. If you are instructed to evacuate, leave immediately and follow official evacuation routes. Avoid traveling to the boroughs under the heaviest attack unless absolutely necessary. Do not attempt to approach or observe the gods or titans, as their battles are producing immense energy that poses extreme danger to human life. Stay tuned to the station and other official emergency channels for real-time updates and instructions. Good evening, this is Anderson Parker with CNN News Radio. We interrupt our regular programming to bring you live, ongoing coverage of an unprecedented crisis unfolding in the New York metropolitan area. The Greek gods and titans, figures of myth and legend, are engaged in what experts are calling the Second Titanomachy. For those just tuning in, this is not a fictional event. This is a real, catastrophic battle of unimaginable scale, with the lives of millions hanging in the balance. Our correspondent, Emily Rivers, is on the ground in Manhattan with the latest updates. Emily, can you hear me?
Yes, Anderson, I can hear you. The scene here is nothing short of apocalyptic. I'm reporting live from Midtown Manhattan, where the battle between the Greek gods and titans has turned the city into a war zone. The air is thick with smoke and ash, and the ground shakes continuously from the sheer force of their clashes. Just moments ago, Zeus, wielding his legendary lightning bolts, struck the Hudson River with a thunderous explosion, sending tidal waves crashing into the lower west side. Poseidon appears to be battling oceanic titans near the shoreline, creating tsunamis that have devastated the Brooklyn and Staten Island waterfronts.
Emily, what can you tell us about the state of the city's infrastructure and the impact on the population?
Anderson, the damage is catastrophic. The Brooklyn Bridge is partially collapsed, cutting off one of the major arteries between Manhattan and Brooklyn. Times Square, typically teeming with tourists, is completely deserted, its iconic billboards shattered and smoldering. In Central Park, Athena and Ares are locked in combat with Typhon and Hyperion. The surrounding area has been reduced to rubble, with enormous craters forming from their strikes. Emergency services are overwhelmed, and evacuations are underway, but the scale of destruction is making it nearly impossible for many to escape safely.
What about the people, Emily? How are residents and tourists coping with this unprecedented disaster?
Anderson, people are terrified. Many are sheltering in basements and subway stations, while others are attempting to flee the city despite the chaos. I've seen families clutching whatever belongings they can carry, running through streets littered with debris. First responders are doing their best, but the sheer magnitude of the destruction, combined with the unpredictability of the gods and titans' movements, is making coordinated efforts incredibly difficult. As for the tourist landmarks, the Statue of Liberty has suffered severe damage, with its iconic torch bent and nearly falling. The Empire State Building has taken multiple impacts, and its upper levels are engulfed in flames.
Emily, we've heard reports that some of the gods, such as Artemis and Apollo, are actively shielding certain areas. Can you confirm this?
Yes, Anderson, I can. In Queens, for example, Apollo appears to be using his radiant energy to deflect attacks from Cronus, protecting large portions of the borough. Artemis has been spotted near Prospect Park in Brooklyn, where she's shielding civilians from debris and guiding evacuation efforts. Despite the overwhelming destruction, their actions are providing hope to many who are witnessing these divine beings fighting to protect humanity.
Incredible. Emily, thank you for your bravery and dedication in bringing us this coverage. Please stay safe out there. We'll check back with you soon.
Thank you, Anderson. Reporting live from Manhattan, this is Emily Rivers for CNN News Radio.
As we've just heard, the situation in New York is dire. The Greek gods are battling the Titans, but the collateral damage to the city is immense. Officials are urging everyone in the New York metropolitan area to shelter in place or evacuate if directed to do so. We will continue to provide live updates as this historic event unfolds. Stay tuned to CNN News Radio for the latest developments. I'm Anderson Parker. Please stay safe.
Good evening, this is James Middletown with ABC 7 News, bringing you the latest on the aftermath of the catastrophic battle that has forever changed the New York metropolitan area. What unfolded over the past 72 hours was a historic clash of mythic proportions, one that has left the world in awe and disbelief. The Second Titanomachy, as experts are now calling it, is over. The Greek gods have emerged victorious against the Titans, but the cost to New York City and its residents is staggering. Manhattan, once a vibrant hub of culture and commerce, is now a shadow of its former self. Entire city blocks lie in ruins. The iconic skyline has been forever altered, with landmarks like the Empire State Building and One World Trade Center severely damaged or destroyed. Central Park, which served as a key battleground, has been reduced to a scorched and cratered wasteland. The Brooklyn Bridge, a symbol of resilience and connection, is partially collapsed and impassable, cutting off vital access between boroughs. The Statue of Liberty stands as a haunting symbol of survival, though it bears heavy scars from the battle. Its once proud torch is bent and fractured, and its base is surrounded by rubble and debris. Coney Island, once filled with laughter and life, is now submerged underwater from the massive tidal waves created during Poseidon's clash with the oceanic titans. Across the city, the damage to infrastructure is immense, with collapsed tunnels, shattered subway lines, and millions still without power or clean water. As for the human toll, the numbers are staggering. Preliminary estimates indicate thousands of lives lost, with tens of thousands more injured or displaced. Emergency shelters across the city are overwhelmed, housing residents who have lost everything. The sound of sirens fills the air as first responders work tirelessly to search for survivors, provide medical care, and clear debris. Aid is pouring in from across the country and the world, but the scale of destruction is unlike anything ever witnessed. Despite the devastation, there is hope. Many have described witnessing the gods themselves working to heal the city in the aftermath of the battle. Apollo, the god of healing, was seen restoring vital energy to wounded first responders. Athena has been aiding engineers and architects in stabilizing structures and clearing pathways for rescue efforts. Artemis has been spotted in the Bronx, helping guide search teams to survivors trapped in rubble. Their presence, once a source of fear and uncertainty, now offers comfort and a strange sense of unity. President Biden addressed the nation earlier today, calling this a defining moment in human history. He praised the resilience of New Yorkers and the extraordinary efforts of the emergency services, the military, and the international community. Plans for rebuilding are already underway, though officials acknowledge that recovery will take years and the scars, both physical and emotional, will last even longer. This is a moment that will be studied, written about, and remembered for generations. The battle is over, but its impact will shape the future in ways we are only beginning to comprehend. For now, we honor the heroes who stood in the face of destruction, mourn those we have lost, and move forward with resolve to rebuild and recover. This has been Anderson Parker, reporting on the aftermath of the Second Titanomachy. Stay tuned to ABC 7 News for continuing coverage. Thank you, and good night.
The following message is being transmitted by New York State Government and Federal Emergency Management Agency. All clear. The Second Titanomachy has ended. The Greek gods have won. In the wake of this monumental conflict, emergency services and community officials are assessing the aftermath across the New York metropolitan area. While the threat has subsided, the effects of the battle are still being felt across various neighborhoods and infrastructure. Residents are urged to remain cautious and report any damages or safety hazards to local authorities. Emergency shelters are still available for those in need of assistance, and recovery resources are being mobilized to support displaced individuals. Please check on your neighbors, especially the elderly and those with disabilities, to ensure their safety and well-being. The New York State Government, in collaboration with federal agencies and local partners, is committed to restoring normalcy and providing necessary aid to affected communities. Further updates will be communicated. Information becomes available. Your government thanks you for your cooperation. Normal programming may now resume.
Crispy. Spacey. As in, it's going to space. Just to be clear. Try KFC's Zinger Chicken Sandwich and a $5 fill-up for a limited time.
A message from the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment.
Right now, you can get any size of our new groovy fries and groovy sauce for $1. Wait, who would get the small? Okay, that makes no sense. Get any size groovy fry for $1. Live free, eat Sonic.